This is an Anglo-Saxon sax that I'm making from a file. Um, Pretty crudely grinding it and bashing it about and having fun basically. And I want to make it look as rustic as possible. And they find these in graves, Saxon graves, um, when they dig them up, and by the hundreds. But they vary in size from the size of a machete to ordinary dinner knife. And this is sort of in between, and it's from an original design, and hopefully it looks the business when I've finished. So I'm going to go away now, work on it a lot more, and come back and show you how the blades turned out. Here's the sax blade that I've been working on from the file, as I just showed you, and I put a brass hilt on it just to tidy it up a bit and make it look authentic. Very little trim on these knives, and basically there was this small over 3 in skinning, just basic utility knife really, but they do come rather larger than the size of a machete. Put a little groove at the back because that's what they had, and I'm trying to make an authentic copy of this, as authentic as possible, but with obviously with modern tools. It takes me ages filing and doing things like that, but it's like armchair work really. None of this forging or anything like that. It's just working with jeweler's tools and small files obviously, and little linisher and stuff, and just the Dremel, and just keep going until you get the finish that you want. Obviously I've distressed this to make it look as though it's been hammered and banged, and cold distressing, you've got to be careful, but it's worked. It looks okay. I'm going to go in a little bit closer so you can see some of the markings on it, I hope, and I'm going to turn it into the light a bit more. There you go. I'll turn it over, and as you can see, the grooves very rustic, but that's the way they were. They were just hammered in just as an afterthought, I think. But some were made really high end, but I'm not there. I'm sort of halfway to the middle, as you see, and it's the tang blade, and a few modern adhesives and things like that just to hold it together, but it could go pitch and resin and tree bark and all that and crunch it up, but I don't see the point when it comes in a tube. I just want it to look authentic, not actually be authentic. I'm not a history major, but I've researched this, and hopefully people will be able to tell me if I've done a good job or not. Anyway, I'll put this away for now and come back later and work on it some more. I'm just about to start work on the beach handle for this sax, and it's some this is extremely hard wood, but the shape is quite naive, with a little bit of fancy decoration that someone would have just stood there with a little penknife sort of affair, probably another sax, and cut into it and whittled a pattern into it. So we're going to try and replicate that later, but hopefully when I come back this will be shaped into the handle to fit on the actual blade, so I'll be back. Here we have the sax, and it's in the piece of peach awaiting shaping, and I'm going to do a little bit more research because I've got to make a scabbard for this, and it's out of wood and leather, so I'm going to try and make it as exact as possible, and I'm going to check on the measurements again to make sure that I haven't made something stupid, and well, I'll be back. Right, Some of the shaping done on the CX. I've done some more research on it to make sure that I wasn't making something stupid, and they were very small, some of them. They were eating knives and utensils and skinning knives, you know, for everyday use. And they used the larger ones for butchery as well, so it was an all-purpose knife, and they made it smaller, scaled it down I suppose, and used the same design for eating. So this is getting interesting. I've done a lot more research, and I've been on a few museum sites as well, and the Sutton Hoe site, and yeah, I've got some good information, and hopefully this is going to turn out quite well and be worth doing. I've added a brass end to the handle of this knife, and a copper end, sorry, always do that, a copper end to this end of the knife, and a brass sort of semi-hilt, and the blade is all ready to be fitted and oiled basically, and then we'll have a look at it, see the finished item, and then I need to make a sheath for it, which is made out of wood, and I've not done that before, so that's going to be a first. There it is, finished. The finished Sax. All those years ago, this is the kind of knife that they made, and I'm told through research that I've got it right, and this would have been a sort of eating knife, skinning knife, and general purpose, you know, cutting tool to go with the large Sax, which is a thing like a machete, great big thing. But ladies apparently wore these as well, and they came in a wooden sheath, which I'm going to do, and that's my next project, and hopefully it comes out right, and when it does I'll put it on.